Hello, true believers, and welcome back to another edition of BK's Bullets. My name is not Brent Casina. My name is Jim Afanis, aka the other white meat, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys all about Joker 2. I'm taking over Brent's channel one more time as he finishes up his great vacation. He did leave some stuff for you guys to watch, but we all know you came here for me, so you're welcome. I did a lot of videos this week talking about how bad DC was, and I'm going to talk a little bit differently. This is kind of like the light at the end of the tunnel. Like, can we get better? Because let's face it, right now DC is in major disarray. I talked about the collapse of the Arrowverse, the cancellation of the Batgirl film, and now I'm going to talk to you guys about Joker 2. But before I talk about Joker 2, I have a favor of you. Would you mind going down somewhere over here and hitting that subscribe button and checking the comments? I have a linked article we're going to talk about in a minute. Go give them some love. Go give the new Comic Timing Podcast YouTube channel some love. It validates my existence when I see a slight surge in Brent's subscription count tied directly to me, and I need that in my life. I love Brent, but it's sure nice to just be like, all right, thanks. So let's go back and talk about Joker 1 for a moment. Joker 1 was so good because it was so different than anything we have seen regarding a superhero movie. You had a guy who was very dumped on, he was forgotten by large portions of society. He tried to make a difference. He tried to do the right thing. And time after time after time, he got crapped on and he snapped. And I think a lot of us relate to that. Maybe not the killing people part, but the just like, you know what? In a weird way, we all rooted for this guy. We were all this guy at some point, whether it be in high school or your first job or somewhere where you felt a great disservice was done to you. You related in some level to Joker's fall, not his rise to greatness. Clearly, he's not a great character at all, but his descent into madness. And the tense parts of the movie were always, when is he going to snap? When is it going to happen? We all know what becomes of the Joker. We all know he paints his face white. He looks like a clown. He starts killing people. He's the main nemesis of Batman. We've seen a lot of his adventures in the comics and in the movies. Very, very iconic villain. But we've never seen him in this light. And the tension was very, very real. He kept getting dumped on. When is he going to fight back? And when he does, it was shocking. It was shocking. And it left definitely a feeling in me that I was like, whoa, it took me back. Like it set me back to a place I was like, oh my God, like I was in shock. I didn't know how to react. Like it wasn't funny. It wasn't sad. It was just this shocking moment. And I think that's what they wanted. They wanted you to have this moment of just like, we're cutting out the audio in the movie. It's just going to be, the really nasty sound effects of him going nuts and committing murders, plural. And then the sudden rise of his popularity to where he's now this idol and he's dancing in the streets. And people are cheering his name, and he has started anarchy, and people love it. Very, very wild film. I loved it for that because it made me think, and it was something I didn't see before. Which is why I kind of thought Joker should be it. We shouldn't have a Joker 2. There's no room in this world for a Joker 2. What else can they do? We've already seen his descent into madness. We've already been treated to this very insane, intense mental breaking of him over the course of the film. What could there be left to do that really made him, even more iconic or whatever? Well, despite the fact me not wanting them to do a second film, they don't listen to me. And this article comes to us from Variety. It was published yesterday. And it talks about Lady Gaga actually being in the movie Joker 2. And it looks like it's going to be a musical. It's called Folie à Deux, which I looked up because I didn't know what that meant. But essentially, Folie à Deux is like a twosome in the way that a ménage à trois is a threesome. And obviously, I would assume that Harley Quinn is going to be the other person in Joker's life. We know a lot about her. She's kind of like his right-hand woman. They're always synonymous with one another. There is a teaser trailer where it shows them dancing, which alludes to this musical element in it. We're going to look at that trailer in just a moment. Do we want this? Ask yourself that before I even scroll down and click play. Do we want to see another Joker movie that's a musical? Let's find out. It's buffering? Oh. That was anticlimactic. Gotta get back in it. I have fiber, by the way. I don't know why I did that. There you go. We have a release date of 2024. Over 2 years away until we get our hands on Joker Folie, starring Lady Gaga as the co-star opposite of Mr. Joaquin Phoenix. Now, here's what I want to ask you guys, okay? Is it Joaquin? No, it's Joaquin. I know it is. If I'm wrong, comment, but I know I'm right. Listen, I don't know if we want this. I don't know if I want this. I can't speak for you. That's your, obviously you got to do what's best for you. But I kind of liked where they left the film. And I don't feel like, in almost the exact opposite of what I just got done talking about on earlier in the week, I think it was Monday, about the CW verse and the building up of a storied franchise with multiple characters. I don't feel like this variant of the Joker needs to exist in a greater universe. I think this Joker can just be set aside as a timepiece out in outer space. Doesn't need anything to support it. Doesn't need any follow-up to it. We don't need Batman in this film. We do not need other villains rising up in this film. I think it was a standalone success. But I'm very curious if the creative minds that made the original Joker could make such an iconic film that was so wildly different and outside any expectations we have had from other Marvel films, which is really the gold standard. Let's not kid ourselves. If they could do that, could they get us excited about a musical? I mean, I guess we're going to find out. I'm a big theater guy. It's one of my true passions is going to theater and watching live performances. And a large portion of the theater is really catchy songs that define Broadway. These are songs that I have on my phone that I listen to all the time. I enjoy them. I sing them. I hum along to them. Most of you probably are familiar with at least one song from Hamilton. There's a few, but there's probably one or two that you're like, I like that song. Are we going to be singing Joker songs to ourselves into 2025, late 2024? A movie about a guy who's a psychopathic killing murderer, introducing, I believe, Harley Quinn as Lady Gaga. Or I guess, yeah, I said that right, didn't I? If not, whatever. You know what I meant. Are we going to be humming Joker songs together? Or are we going to be like, yeah, this is the part where Joker beheads that guy. Oh, yeah. Da, 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 da. I don't know. I guess we're all going to go on this wild ride together. But there you have it. I wanted to talk a little bit about the Joker because I think this is a big deal. This is probably the most successful DC film I could think of in the last decade. Unless you, I don't know if the Batman trilogy, if that's in the last decade, but this is definitely the most successful thing DC has done in an incredibly long time. So I guess it makes sense to strike while the iron is hot. With that, I'm wrapping up this video. Guys, gals, it's been a pleasure. Thank you all so much for having me this week on Brent's channel. Stay tuned for more greatness from Brent. He's got a lot of great stuff to talk to you about next week. But for me, it's time to bid you adieu. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. And until next time, I will see you guys in the funny pages.